Alright, and we should be live. Sorry about a minute delay there. I was literally held up at a red traffic light just before getting to the start point. But we're here, we made it. So this is out here on I-25 and I-180, or South Greeley Highway, or Warren Avenue. And we're gonna be covering Warren Avenue today. You may remember we did the Central Avenue stream, and I'm guessing you probably just watched that one if you're watching through the live playlist. Or maybe you came from the South Greeley stream that will be coming soon. We got the on and off ramps for I-80. Sorry if I said I-25, I meant I-80. I-25 goes the same direction as this road, and I-80 is perpendicular. I probably got myself turned around because this is I-180, which is totally separate from I-80. It's a totally different reason for that. Anyway, hopefully everyone is having a fantastic day. We're going to take a little shortcut here down this path. Technically, this part is South Greeley Highway. The road down here is Warren, but we'll be shifting back over to this road for the Viaduct and going down Warren all the way. The list I have is a little bit on the long side, about the same as last time, but the distance is a lot more. So a lot less retail per distance, I guess, but there's still plenty of retail to be seen. A lot more than some of the roads we've been on so far. Let's see, we got two of the places over here, and I'll have to pull out my list to look at it. Gonna try and read some chat here. Man, I've missed a bit. So I see Parker Taylor in there, the Hut Solarium, what's up? Gotta be careful here because the dirt hill gets pretty steep down here. Hey Dalmatian. Hey Horror Zoid, how are you doing? So many chats. Hey Joshua, how are you doing? Hey Rogue Angel, hey Christian, how are you guys all doing? Hopefully it's a good evening for you guys, or morning for the small handful of you that are on the other side of the world. Getting down this dirt path over to where Warren officially quote-unquote starts. It's not really a sidewalk on this side. There's a sidewalk on the other side, but everyone just cuts through here, so there's a dirt path here now. And I'm sure the water ends up draining here too. I can see the ruts where the water kind of goes down. It's a steep part up here that I can be really careful on. It's very easy to slip and fall, and I'm about there. Gotta be careful here. I kind of gotta go quick on it too. Yeah, a little bit steep. Let's see. Maybe I could go on the grass or something. I don't know. Trying to avoid slippery dirt here. This is sketchy. I think if I go over in the grass here, I might be okay. I feel safer in the grassier spots. Less loose dirt to worry about. Try and carefully step down, so I apologize for the slowness here. There we go. There we go, we're good. I did it last time, no problems, but this time it just looks way too dry to risk it. Going full on that. All right, let me get out my list. So we got Floyd's Truck Center here as the first place. This is on Deming Drive, which goes under I-180. So the Floyd's Truck Center, let's see, which was which? We got 1961 as a build date for this building, and we got 1998 for this building over here. They're both part of the Floyd's Truck Center. I'll zoom into some of the signage here in a second. So you can see Floyd's Truck Center there, along with the sign over here, maybe somewhere right here. I'll zoom out, and we're gonna cross the way. No traffic, we're good. So got a little bit of housing out over here, and then we got more retail after that. It's a little bit less retail in Warren compared to Central, but compared to some roads, like I said, it's a little bit more. Let's see. So there is some housing over here A lot of the housing between here and the church that we will be walking by here shortly was built between 1930 and 1950. There's some of it that's a little bit newer than that, some of it that's a little bit older, but those are some of the common dates I saw in houses over here for build dates. There's a huge chunk of vacant land as well over here that probably is commercial. And we also got a big old creek here. Not sure which part of the creek. I know there's a lot of different creek names here in Cheyenne, but it's definitely part of it. Part of the whole system. You can actually see CarQuest from here. I don't know how well it's coming out, but you can see CarQuest from here, at least their sign. That was on the other stream from the other day. We talked about that location. Back to rain again in Houston after having a nice week. Jeez, that's crazy. Your choice, Dalmatian. If you deem it necessary, your call. Yep, commercial property over here. So that would definitely be space for something like a store or maybe even a truck center or something like that at some point. Who knows if they'll ever get anything. It's a big empty field though. Let's get my cord over here. There we go. Let's see, coming up on East 4th Street. See, I got a house here. A lot of the houses you'll notice are definitely older looking to begin with. So take a peek over on that bike bridge as well, like I promised in the Central Avenue live stream. Well, the last one anyway, there's actually 2 separate streams for that because of how long it is and how much retail there is. A lot more than a lot of the other roads here in town. Hey DK. Does Wyoming have vintages? In the subway over on Del Range. They have a combo thing there, at least for the here in Cheyenne. I don't know about other cities. Something to look up, I guess, sometime. Freaking mosquitoes bit the heck out of me yesterday. I had to plant some stuff in the ground, and it's evening hours when it's a little bit cooler. But as a result, I end up getting all sorts of bug bites on me. So now they itch. And when I put the sunscreen on, it ends up making them burn a little bit. They're not burning as bad after maybe, 20 minutes of having the sunscreen on, but still cooks them a little bit. But then if I go without sunscreen, I'm going to get burnt anyway, so it's not really any winning. All right, so we're on Warren and East 5th now, the intersection. You can see the Family Dollar from here. And East 5th goes over on a new viaduct that goes over the railroad. Kind of risky move there, but the car was going slow, so I full sent it. And you guys didn't see the car that I'm talking about, so oh well. It's all right. Let's see, I think, is it 1 more block or 2 more blocks? I think it's 1 more block for the church. We'll talk about the history of it here when we get a little further. Let's see. That old TV antenna tower in the yard, yeah. Where was that? I missed it. Was it back there? I think it was right there, in fact. I think I see it. Yeah, there are still some houses that have the old antennas on top. There's a handful of them. There's one out on Ridge Road up south. Down south, up south. It's on a hill. But it's on the south end of Ridge Road. I've walked on it before, once or twice, on that road. And there, I did notice it. In fact, you know what? I think I got a video of it. Not one that you can easily access, but I definitely remember a vlog where I was picking up a camera back when I was a gamer, like not a camera, but like a webcam camera. I went over to Wolford, picked that up, and I remember that being part of the B-roll sequence that I did back then. It's not easy to access. I don't know if it's even public anymore. It's just a weird, quirky thing that I threw in there just because I thought it made sense at the time. It was part of the experience, but that was a different day. I was a gamer back then. Not a retailer YouTuber, and I was a YouTube noob back then. Total noob anyway. Total noob. Still a noob, but less of one today. Yeah, so I see the church right up ahead. And we got the bike bridge over here. We'll go up the bike bridge first, and then we'll look at the church. This church is really interesting. It's a former school. Well, technically it's still a school, but different school back in the day than what it is today. It wasn't like there's a full-on school versus a church and a school set up like it is today. Got the entrance to the ramp over here for the bike bridge. We'll take a look at South Greeley Highway in both directions from this angle. And then we'll continue with Warren. And man, it is a hot one today. It's like 91 when I started this stream. It's about 89 around my normal time of streaming. Make me almost question if I should have just streamed at the normal time, but I don't know. It seems like it cools down usually around this time, but not today with the 90-degree weather. It's got South Greeley Highway right there on the right. This curves up around and goes all the way up it. This almost feels steeper on this side. The hill feels steeper than the other one. So once again, you can see Destiny Church from here. That is in that former school. I'll talk about the history a little more in depth here in a few. We'll climb up onto the hill here, the bridge here, and take a look. Still got some construction going on over here. There we go. Still got some construction going on now over there. Let's look out from here. So once again, you can see the viaduct, if I can get the camera to focus. There you go, you can see the viaduct out there. Let's see, let me scroll up. I think I missed a few chats. Hey, Adams Retail World. Man, my phone is super hot. And I've only been in the sun for what, 12 minutes with the stream going. 12 minutes. And my phone is already so hot it's hard to touch. So I hope my phone does not die on me. This is what I was trying to avoid, but the weather is not cooperating with me. I thought it would cool down a little bit by now. Be cloudy at least, but it's not. It's not even windy. It's nice to actually not be super windy, but I could use a cool breeze, just a slow, cool breeze on me and my phone. But that's where we got to deal with it. Can't always have the perfect situation. Let's see, that would be, let's see, we got 5th, 6th, so this would be 7th, right? I think this would be 7th where we're at, Warren and 7th. Am I right, or am I right? I'm right. Nice. Okay, I need my note list again. All right. So this was built in 1923 as Johnson Public School. I guess there was some other school here that was demolished and this replaced it, from my understanding. And apparently it was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2005. Couldn't find an exact build date for this, but I guess for the most part they've kept most things the same. They've done a little bit of changing on it, a little bit of updating, but for the most part I guess it is about the same as it was when it was Johnson. So pretty cool that it's still getting used today, even though it's not a school. Come over here on the sidewalk. I need to scroll down on chat. So, I don't know what he said. I can't control, if he gets in the video, I can't help it. It's a live stream. I don't know what he said. I heard something about video, bro. I don't know. Anyway, It's a public street, so you know what? If you don't like me filming, then yeah, just go somewhere else. Let's see, I missed a bunch of chats. God damn, it's hard to touch my phone because it's so hot right now. Sorry for my cuss, but I needed to. Hey, Lee Daniels. Voice isn't coming clear, is it? I wish I could test it. Can everyone hear me right now? Press 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Am I lagging? Am I breaking up? Maybe. It's looking like it. Oh shit, are we gonna... Alright, I unplugged my mic. How's this sound? I hate doing this because if the wind picks up, you're not gonna be able to hear me. Hey Greeley man. Now you might be able to hear me. I'm pretty sure no one heard me. Almost nobody. Maybe one person. So, we'll do this then. Fucking mic. Hopefully the quality is decent enough you can make it out. Otherwise, I guess we'll be redoing this stream. For frick's sake. Thought everyone could hear me, but I couldn't tell. I can't ever tell. I can't check things. Nobody typed 1 in the chat, so I assume nobody heard me with my mic. Can you hear me right now? Press 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Well, press 2 in the chat if you can hear me now. Press 2 in the chat if you can hear me now. Chris is hearing me. Alright, we'll try this then. It's not super windy at least, so shouldn't be terrible without a mic. But I do gotta make sure I keep the phone in front of my face, otherwise you won't hear me as much. I don't know what the deal is with my mic today. Maybe the audio got switched. Wonder if I bumped the button. I'll look in a minute. Alright, people are hearing me now, so I guess we're good. Been hearing me all good all along. Alright, we'll check the... It might be that Lee was saying that I wasn't coming through, so maybe it was I bumped the switch on the microphone. Might have accidentally switched it to camera mode. And when I switch it to camera mode, it never works right. So it has to be on mobile mode, otherwise it don't work. I really need to get a new mic that just has no setting that has to be set, just plugs in and works. So let's see, we got some other housing over here after the church. Meant to share this. These guys have build dates of 1920, 1917, 1916, even back into the 1800s. And then the viaduct right here that we're coming up on. I did do some research as promised on it. So this was originally was a viaduct, but it was different. It kind of just had one road that went down the center, and it met up kind of somewhere in the middle of Lincoln Way, but it didn't go to Lincoln Way. It curved off onto 2 hills that connected up with Central Avenue and Warren Avenue, respectively. Very long time ago, that's how it worked. And then eventually in the 80s, they did a change on it where they did set it up like it is today. So for a brief period, Central Avenue was actually 2 ways because they're still constructing this bridge. And after that, they made it 1 way for both sides and brought it to where it is today, where it all just connects up really smooth. So that's probably part of the reason why you have Warren Avenue and Central Avenue on either side of South Greeley Highway, which is technically right here, but also technically not right here. It's very weird that way. So we got the Union Pacific train tower right there that overlooks the whole area. And of course, you got the train yard on either side of this bridge. Let's see. Might have bumped the switch. I was trying to hurry get everything together so I could leave home. That might be why it was not sounding as good. Let's see. There's literally people right below me, and I could hear their walkie-talkies going off. Alright, let's try this. I'm gonna try plugging my mic back in, and maybe it'll work better now. 2 seconds. Fighting cords here. My long and dangly cord. Alright, let's try this. Alright, give me a 3 if you can hear me. Give me a 3 if you can hear me right now. Give me a 3. Give me a 3 if you can hear me. Alright, so we're good. Just added you on Discord, but had some trouble getting into work, yeah. I don't use Discord too much these days, so I've actually kind of lost my skills with it. I use it a little bit. But just not as much as I used to. Do got the Discord server, although it's technically my group's Discord, and I have my own little parts in it with retail. It's weird. I got it linked on my About page there for those of you who are interested. Just gotta click the link for milestones. I put my milestones in there. That's one thing I do there that I don't do anywhere else. As much, anyway. Put them on Instagram sometimes. Alright, hey Tanyan. Tanyan's hearing me. Alright, maybe the switch got kind of stuck, because it was set on mobile. I flipped it back and forth, and maybe it'll work better now. It could be that I was just lagging too when he came in, when Lee came in. So that might be it too. My apologies for that though, if the audio was coming out a little bit rough. And now I can't always control the whole thing. I wish I could, but if I could control the whole thing, I would make this 70-degree weather with a slight breeze and no rain, just nice and calm. If I had that ability, I would make sure that I have the best mic possible that actually records everything absolutely perfect. But my lapel mic still does better than my phone, so that's the best I can do. Man, I can't believe how hot it is though, man. Woo-wee. It is hot. Let's see what my weather says now. My weather says 90 degrees. 90 degrees out here. And it was saying partly cloudy. It's supposed to be partly cloudy right now. It's actually pretty much clear skies. So it's like GTFU. GTFO. But anyway, that's alright. Still doing it. I'm not going to let the weather stop me. This is not as bad as snow or rain though, because obviously I don't really got to worry about rain getting into my phone and completely destroying it. The only thing I got to worry about is overheating. So, let's see. We got 15th Street out here. Far down 15th Street over here on the right is where the Habitat for Humanity is. I did look it up. It's quite a ways down, a little bit of ways down there, so it'll have to be something that we look at in a future stream. It is one of my future plans of streets to film for a stream. There we go. We'll stop here and take a look over the train yard. There you go. God, I can feel this. I feel this bridge vibrating between the cars going over it and the train down there. You probably can't hear it. Maybe you can. I don't know. I notice the mic doesn't always pick up everything around me, which is a good thing sometimes. Sometimes it's a good thing. Got the Albany over there, the Union Pacific Depot, the Wrangler, all of that stuff that we covered in the last live stream. Got D's four-wheel drive, which I did go ahead and look up some info on that since it's literally right along here. I'm gonna get just past this fence and I'll talk a little more about the Viaduct. So Viaduct, like I said, it used to curve off in either direction. Right here is 15th Street, and maybe just a little bit farther Not very much, maybe 2 car lengths farther than 15th Street. There was another hill that went down this way and another hill that went down that way from the main road that went in the middle of all this, instead of where this is today. And it met up with those streets there. Or actually, no, it met up with Warren right here and Central over there. My bad. I got myself turned around there. So it met up with Warren, which was here, but it wasn't on the bridge. It was below. Not like it is today. It's a lot different. Cough up a lung, geez. So we got D's 4-wheel drive. Let me pull out my list. So this building was built in 1910, and at least according to D's website, they've been running since 1974. They very well might have been in this building since that time. I do not know. Probably, but who knows. Got a retro sign here that's kind of wearing out. Brakes and all that stuff. All sorts of info for what they sell. I don't know how well this is coming out on camera. It doesn't want to lean up very well today. Coming up on Lincoln Way, or 16th Street, or Business 180, or whatever you want to call it. We got a grease monkey over here on the right, along with a Cricket wireless that you can't see yet, and a Come and Go that you can't see yet. Now this whole block was not like this at all. There are historic photos online that you can find that I found myself just before the stream intentionally, even though I already knew they were there, that show what this looked like before this building was here. So a really long time ago, over there in front of where Come and Go is, in this area, there used to be a Burger Chef. And to the right of the Burger Chef, there's another building that I couldn't find an exact name for. And then there's an EXXON right here in this space right here, an EXXON gas station. This building was never here. And then they demolished all that, and let's see, what was the date? This in 1988 is when this building right here was built. There's also Grandma's Pickle Parlor in that spot where Cricket is today, and maybe a couple other businesses that I'm totally forgetting, or slash don't know. So pretty crazy. This is just on the corner of Lincoln Way and Warren. We're gonna go ahead and cross. Light is already changing, so we'll be able to go ahead and cross right away. Now right over here on the right, we got a Carl's Jr. This was never Carl's Jr. originally. It's actually a Chevron gas station that was right here in this spot. And there's a hotel over here. What was it called? Did I write it down? Western Skies Motel. There's a motel on the other side of, like, kind of where the end of this building is. I unfortunately couldn't find build dates for a lot of the older buildings that are, that were demolished. But I did find that Carl's Jr. was built in 1985, and I understand that this was built as a Hardees. It probably converted around 97, around the buyout time. That's my bet. And you see that Verizon over there? I'm going to zoom in on it. There you go. You see that Verizon over there? This is just about to connect up with what we're going to cross over here and see on the other side of Warren. No button, hand, but green light. I'm going to go. Yep, see, I had plenty of time. A little bit late, but I made it before the traffic went. Now this is where it's going to connect up. Are you ready for this? So this is Jimmy John's, got Pearmac over there, and some tattoo place over there on the end. None of these are original. This was Jimmy John's was what? H&R Block. The Pearmac place was the Verizon that moved over there that we just looked at. Let me look at my dates here. So I couldn't find an exact build date, but this was also a record store and a couple other things. Let's see. So, let's see. What was it? So I'm estimating in 2006 is probably when a lot of these places opened. So there's former budget tapes and records, which was on most of the building. You had Pony Express Printing and Copy on the right portion of the building. Let's see. We had Precision Graphics in here, B&B Computer Services as well. So there's a few different businesses in here. I think B&B was right here on the end. Pretty sure. You can go through the Google Maps and probably figure it out. Then we had another building over here on the right where this parking lot is today. I could not find out what it was. Well, I found out one of the things it was. So it used to be a place that housed PAGECO Insurance Co. And it stood right about right there, right on the edge of the road. But not anymore. They demolished it and put in this big, massive parking lot. And then we got Klein, Wyoming here. This was built in 1937, and it's the former Ed Murry and Sons, amongst probably other businesses. And then we're coming up on Sears, but I'm going to catch up on chat, rotate the camera around for a minute, and go from there. Whew. All right. Wow, I missed a bunch of chats. Wow. Hey, Dustin, how are you doing? 100 in Denver. Yeah, I saw the temperature showing 101 for a high that was estimated earlier. Like, Jesus, it's way too hot, man. By the way, hey, I'm going to butcher this. Cake Oaks, is that it? I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry if I am. 82 in Houston. Yeah, you guys are a little bit cooler today. 96 in Pueblo. Hey, Sears Cool. 95 there. Hey, Blake's Retail Exploration. Your Sitco closed in 2008. Lee says he hears me loud and clear now, so I guess it was probably the mic not being set quite right. Hey, dudes. Right now it's 6:34 p.m. Is that an original Carl's Jr.? So yeah, I just said that. It was a conversion from Hardees, from my understanding. It started out as Hardees and probably converted in 1997 or so when the buyout happened. That's what I'm guessing. It might have been a little sooner, might have been a little bit later, but probably around that time. I find it very interesting that they had that restaurant, but they also kind of were connected to Burger Chef, that Hardees brand. It was connected to Burger Chef, which was right across the street, which is crazy to me. Let's see, I will make a Google form of abandoned places that you can fill, but there's 3 has been, yeah, there you go. I need to do that. I need to finally make one that has all the places I found. I asked the question before and yeah. Maybe I missed, I think I missed it. I wasn't reading chat at that time. So we got Warren Avenue and 17th Street. We got the former Sears among other businesses over here on the left. There is a business here that I had no idea was here, and there's lots of people, so I can't really avoid getting people on camera today. They're everywhere. It's all good though. It's good to get out in the summer heat. I'll rotate this around for a minute. All right, so ready for this? Let's see, 2 doors down. So there's 2 doors down right in front of me, sort of, that we were just kind of looking at. So that was, the whole building for the most part was built between 1936 and 1937. The only thing that I saw that was built in 1937 was I'll rotate this around again, now that people have kind of walked away. The only part that I saw that was built in 1937 was this part right here. Just to the left of the Better Sleep store. Sorry, I had to be quiet because I put the paper in my mouth. I don't have 3 hands. The Better Sleep, 2 doors down, and this part that was the Chamber of Commerce section, all were built in 1936 according to the property assessor. I almost thought I lost my paper even though it was in my hand. Got the green light. We'll go ahead and cross, why not? So we have the Little Shop Pizzeria Venti / Endless Christmas in the very end one, which is now Apothecary. What in the world is Apothecary? I'm gonna walk in the street for a minute because I can't see the sign for the sidewalk. Yeah, Apothecary. Interesting. Herbs, tea, meditation. I had no idea that was there. And then we got Better Sleep Store, which that might be moving. I noticed they were putting up signage over at the former pawn shop on Lincoln Way. Got 2 doors down, which has delicious burgers. And we got the Chamber of Commerce, former Chamber of Commerce right here on the very end, which looks like it's Wyoming Medical Society now. Interesting. Wyoming Health Resources Network. Cheyenne Club was built on this site in 1882. Most of the members were wealthy cattle barons from the East and Europe. The club gained worldwide fame after the blizzard of 1986 and 87. The cattle business was ruined and the club lost its glamour. The building became the headquarters for the Cheyenne Chamber of Commerce. It was raised in 1936. So yeah, this was where the Chamber of Commerce was. You can see in the historic photos that this was exactly where it was in 1977. And then the 2 doors down took over a couple other businesses as well. I'm gonna start walking a little bit. There's just so much history here. Not as much as Central, but there's still so much. So the 2 doors down took over where the Sears was. To the Better Sleep store was where the Zenith was. So that was on the left. Let's see, let me get this straight here. So we got Zenith color TVs and Better Sleep store, and then we had the Sears that turned into One West Wings, Pizza, and Things, and then it turned into what it is today as 2 doors down. The pizza venti thing, that was actually part of 2 doors down business, so they ended up kind of just combining the two and making one space. The pizza venti was originally where the that apothecary place is that we looked at. That was where it was originally, and it's 2 doors down from 2 doors down, so it makes sense. That's where they got the idea for the name. I think that's it for that page. I need to flip the page. Is this it? No, I need to flip this somehow. Where is this? Okay, never mind, we're good. All right, let's rotate the camera again. So this was, come on camera. So this was where the Sears Auto Center was. You can see the historic photo where there actually is all the Sears Auto Center signage. You can still see the spots where all the doors would have been. So it kind of overlaps with the Chamber of Commerce section of the building right there, but it was all where 2 doors down is. It was a pretty small Sears. But to my knowledge, it moved to the Frontier Mall when the mall was built. About that time anyway. It opened before the mall, in fact, in 1981. Both opened in 1981 to my knowledge, but the Sears opened first. And then we got Gentle Touch Dental over here. I actually need to backtrack a little bit because there's another thing we missed. But we got Gentle Touch Dental here. That was a former Statefarm Insurance. You can see that in the 1977 photo. It is also a former Capital Tours and Travel. Also, I think there's some other place there that I'm not seeing right now on my list. So yeah, Woodsen Real Estate Insurance, and they were over here on the right, but now this place occupies the whole space. So now we're gonna cross back over here and backtrack a little bit because I've missed one of the buildings, which was where the QUISNOS was. I've talked about the QUISNOS in past streams and videos alike. Well, mainly streams. I don't know if we've done videos, but I've talked about it before. There's 2 locations here in Cheyenne, as I found out more recently. The one on not quite on Del Range, and the one that was over here. This one was in my lifetime, for sure. I remember it being QUISNOS. 2011 Google Maps Street View confirms that. Now, it isn't just QUISNOS. There's several other businesses in here. But in 1977-ish, whenever the photo for this building was taken that I saw, it was Goodyear. They had a whole auto service place here. They took over the whole building, but they are not there anymore. To my knowledge, they moved to a more recent location that is also now gone. Still stands, but remodeled. We'll go around over here and get a view from over here. So we got Beach Please Drink Company, which is kind of a Hawaiian themed business that opened more recently. Jesus, we got a lot to cover here. So the building was built in 1977. We got Novus Glass over there, Dent Co Auto Care. There's something right here behind Beach Please. Let's see, what else is there? So we got QUISNOS and Dad's Cafe. So Dad's Cafe opened in 2017 and closed in 2018. Alchemy Catering then opened with Grab and Go Cafe in 2019. It might still subtly be here, but not as much anymore. And then Beach Please place opened in 2020 and seems to have gone strong since. See, I got a chunk of, oh wow. Look at this old sign. Still says QUISNOS on it. Dude, that's more than any proof. If you needed proof QUISNOS was here in the stream, there you go. And there's several signs that say that too. Holy crap, dude. They never changed these out. That's cool. They never changed those out. That is cool. Then we got two buildings over here. They're on the same property. One of them is, I guess, some sort of apartment complex, I'm guessing. So it was built in 1934. And then there's another house on the other side of this that was built in 1980. It's DIY today, a do-it-yourself place. I don't know exactly what they do, but it is a Frmr Finishing Touches if you go into the street view for Google. And you can see, you're starting to be able to see it. We're almost there. They got their sprinklers going. So you can see it's a house, and they got their do-it-yourself logos there. Downtown is yours. Do it yourself. Golly, that was a lot to cover. See, downtown, this part isn't as bad as Central, I feel like. I feel like it's nowhere near as bad as Central, but it's still like caked in retail. So we got this building here that's best tacos and burritos, or La Paz today. So this building was built in 1951. It's former Driftwood Cafe in 1977. At least based on 1977 photo that I found, and I saw that it was open till at least 2011 based on Google Street View. We also got a few other businesses over here that I think we're going to need to cross back to the other side of the street for to be able to see. Lights changing already. I don't know. We'll see. I think I do. It would make more sense if I cross. There we go. All right, so we got a whole bunch of businesses here. This is all opened, well, built in the same year as the La Paz place that I mentioned. We got La Florist over there on the left, Cheyenne Coins, some vacant space, well, a couple vacant spaces in fact. Got USA Tax, Big River Asset Management, Hire Quest Direct, and Badass Tattoo. Several places here. Let's see, so there was CIT loans over there on the very end. We also had, what is it? Beneficial loans right around here, along with Trojan Labor, hair salon and spa. Edward D. Jones was in the Badass Tattoo. There's probably other businesses I'm missing. There's Help You Sell that was open at least until 2006. Well, estimated to open in 2006, excuse me. Yeah, whole bunch of stores there. Too much to cover and too much to, well, not really too much to find all the info, but there's a lot of info to cover there. That's about everything that I was able to find. There's probably more, like I said, that I'm missing entirely about this building. I did not look at the date for this building. I don't know what this building is. Maybe that's the First United Methodist Church. I think it might be. Yeah, it is. And that was built in 1890, according to Wikipedia. So we got a building right here, the Statefarm for Anthony Ortiz. This is the former Laramie County Abstract and Title. They moved to a new location on 19th Street, but they were here originally when this building was built in, let's see, what was the date? Let me get it. 1961. And then we got this place over here, the Lighthouse Law Firm. That was also a, what? The Blue Roof House. So this was built in 1878. I guess it's some sort of office as far back as 1977, and is recently the Founders Title Insurance. And then we got a State Farm over here, right? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So the red State Farm building was built in 1917. And it doesn't look like State Farm is there. I probably moved into that building. I'm pretty sure this was the same office. Pretty sure. Then we're on 19th and Warren. I'll catch up with chat here in a few. There's just so much info that it's hard to get through all of it, you know? So we got a red apartment building thing over here that was built in 1915. We got this building, Cherry Creek Mortgage, that was also Willis and what was the place? Willis and USI. It was built in 2001. I think there was something else here before this building. I think there was. Pretty sure. And what else do we got? I didn't look up on what this building was. The greenhouse. Did I write greenhouse on here? Greenhouse was built in 1911. I just didn't write down what the business was called. And the sign is gone, unfortunately. So I can't see what it was. We got Farmers Insurance and this green building. And that, let's see, I'm getting my dates confused. I think this is built in 1930, pretty sure. I think I just wrote down the wrong thing. And then we got Connect Hearing over here on the end. That's the Hearing Center. The building was built in 1922. And it looks like Connect Hearing is still going strong today. It's pretty crazy how just a year or two can make the biggest difference. There's some of these places that in Google Street View, if you go into it in 2019, they were there. Something was there, and now it's something different or gone. It's crazy. There's a house here on the corner. They demolished that around the time that law firm went in there. Probably butchering this, but Melchior or something like that. Melchior Law Firm. This is East 20th Street. We'll go over here, why not? Got the WHA right there, Wyoming Hospital Association. Let's see, this was built in 1963 for Sandhal Construction Services. From my understanding, got, what is that, Nifong Insurance? I'm probably butchering that too. You can see that 20th Street is embedded into the curb there. Pretty cool aspect of a lot of the downtown areas. So the building right there on the right, it was built in 1916. They actually had another house right there that got demolished. And then we're coming up on the, what was it? The Jonah Bank, which we talked about in the last stream. I didn't find any other info on it. And I found pretty much everything I needed to know about it myself. Built in 2002, likely as First National Bank. Jonah remodeled it in 2015 for their bank, and it opened sometime around August 2015. Something else was here. There's some house over there on the other side of the road, all the way down that alley on the right. It looked like some sort of house or something. Housing over here was built in around the 1920s, a lot of it. We got the Traders building here that was built in 1965, and it's the former General Motors Acceptance Corporation building. Traders seems to be some sort of kind of thing that has all sorts of coupons and all stuff, retail related. Real estate even. There's their sign, and you can see some of the stuff they have. Got real estate guide right there. It's all sorts of stuff like that. Let's see. Now I gotta flip the paper inside out, I think. Yep. So we got Century 21 Bell Real Estate right here. That was built in 1916. The building anyway. Century 21 probably moved in here later. Obviously a former house. So some of this housing dates back to 1917 area. I didn't do a lot of research about the businesses that are over here so much, but we got the Wyoming Trial Lawyers Association on the right. I think there was a coffee place in that house over there on the left. I think there was some sort of coffee place that opened up there for a while. Some sort of local place, but it doesn't look like it is anymore. Got a pink and white building here. Very old looking. See if I can try and get an awkward shot without getting these people in. So we got Bella Foco, a pizza place right here. Need to try this place still. I've heard it's pretty good, so I need to try it. A couple people just chilling outside, and good way of just spending the evening, I'd say. Nice and warm and good for that. 22nd Street. coming up on a point where I can actually reach chat again. So I didn't know about this place. This is legal group Woodsen LLC, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I did not look up the building day on this house, but I'm imagining it's around that 1917 area for when it was originally built. Another really retro looking house. We're coming up on the Meridian Federal Trust, which was built in 1980. We got the museum over there on the left, which from my understanding was established in 1895, the Wyoming State Museum. And there are numerous photos of it from back in 1977 as well, which is pretty cool. I think the collection was called something like Lake Clark Jones or something like that. He took a bunch of photos all around Cheyenne, especially in the downtown area. So there's loads of photos from like the 70s, late 70s. So you can see a lot of what I'm talking about. It's pretty cool. So there were houses on the other side of this Meridian Trust, like all the way down there. They got either moved or demolished, one or the other. And today there's a little tiny park that the hospital put in, along with, or maybe the bank put in, along with the drive-through for the bank. Then we got Cheyenne Regional over here. Maybe we'll go over here and chill for a minute. So I did find out some info about it, which I did not expect. So it's actually originally built in 1883, after nearly 2 decades of moving from tents and buildings, etc. A long, long time ago, back when the Cheyenne wasn't really much of anything. And, maybe a town, right? Maybe a big town, not even a city yet. It was known as St. John's Hospital. It got demolished in 1920 for the new Memorial Hospital of Laramie County. And Laramie County purchased DePaul, another hospital here in town, in 1992, which led to a rebrand to United Medical Center, and it rebranded in 2006 to what it is today as Cheyenne Regional Medical Center. Been here a couple of times in my life. I've had the pizza in the cafe here, actually, and it's actually pretty good, whether just passing by or visiting for a patient. I have connections too. It's been many years since not many years, but a couple of years since I've been able to go in here. We'll sit down and chill for a minute and continue on the walk here in a minute. I've missed so many chats here. I really had to just grind through that because that was just so much to cover. So I apologize for not reading chat. All right, so I think I'm about where I left off. I see the question. Let's see. Yep, I did update my profile picture. I updated it just a couple days ago. You can see the post a day ago, in fact. You can see the post I made on my community tab. One of the Sears Auto Centers is near me. Yeah, see, Sears Grand in Thornton, Colorado. No one got this in my poll I did on Instagram, but that's all right. It was one of the 2 videos I filmed. And the auto center there is still open, believe it or not. They kept the auto center open on a Sears Grand. It's not separate, it's on it. So you can see the store from inside the auto center, which is pretty freaking cool. Pretty freaking cool. Just found out that it's not closing. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you gotta be careful of the rumors. There's a lot of rumors out there. There's so many people that are so jealous of what we have that they'll do anything and everything to try and make us stop. They'll literally make an account acting like a store manager and tell you to remove the photo through the video through the comments, but it's actually fake. It's just made today or yesterday. It's like GTFO. Heard someone holler. It's like, Jesus Christ. Let's see, I saw someone ask in here, what am I having for dinner? I'm having more sandwiches. Got some stuff for sandwiches yesterday and kind of got leftovers for today and tomorrow. Probably have a little pizza thing, homemade pizza thing tomorrow with some of the leftover bread. So tonight's another sandwich. Yesterday I did a pretzel bun, so I'll probably do maybe the onion one tonight. I like both. They're cool. Onion ones you can get at King Soopers. I don't know about Kroger and the other subsidiaries. Maybe you can. I think pretzel ones came from the same place. Forgot about beneficial loans. I used to see them all over the place here. That's interesting. So it's another big chain that maybe it's not really around so much anymore. So we are back on Warren, headed north again. And we're coming up on 24th Street. Now there's a parking lot over here, and you can see in a historic photo from this perspective that there used to be a building in that parking lot instead of that parking lot. I could not find a building or anything about it, but some sort of building was there one time, as I kind of predicted over many years of walking by here in the past. Many a time stopping in the museum to cool off in the hot summers, or even just inside the hospital, because it's cooler in there than outside in the hot summers. But to be fair, no hot summer has been this hot in June. Not like this, not at this point in time. Apparently it's been record-breaking highs for the last couple of days, and even supposed to be for the next couple of days. Record-breaking all time, which is crazy. I had pork chops. That's yummy. I had pork chops a couple nights ago. Why do houses become businesses? I don't know. It's interesting how that goes. I'm betting it has to do something with the zoning, because you got commercial zones, farming zones, residential zones. You got all the zoning and city that the city planning has to deal. And I'm sure that part of it, sometimes they have to change the zone on a house to commercial. And whenever that person does end up moving out, or maybe that person already moved out, they have to do something with it. So, and we got a garage here for the Cheyenne Regional, a new one that they built just a few years ago. I don't remember the year. I couldn't find an exact year. You can see in Google Maps what I'm talking about. There is something else here before this, or at least not this, right? Maybe a field, or I think there might have been houses. Either way, today it's a 2-level parking garage to give a little bit extra space for all the Cheyenne Regional Medical Center. It's a pretty big hospital, and it's gotten bigger over time. Oh yeah, Joshua is asking that. Let's see. I think I caught up on that. I got the info tab. Nice. I'm going to get a new iPad soon. I was an idiot with my other one putting it in the shower, and I also put the pad on the Ziploc bag. Oh God. Yeah, that's not a good idea. See, that's why I try not to go in the rainy days and snowy days. I don't like ruining my stuff. In fact, I think only one live stream did it snow at all, and it only snowed a real little tiny bit. You know, it wasn't like it dumped snow or anything. I don't want to tear up my gear, especially when it's not like I can easily just go out and grab a replacement, right? I mean, it's doable, but I don't have billions of dollars to go spending on a replacement every couple of days, you know? All right, so we are on East 25th and Warren. And I think I got the HANSEN Building over here. Yeah, we got the HANSEN Building over here. So some of the housing over here dates back to 1916 as well. Let's see. I think I have another housing section, don't I? Yeah, so we got 1920 all the way up to 1907 in that whole area. Lots of houses built all around that time, and some before and some after that I probably did not look at. I tried to look at a whole bunch of houses and just grab a bunch of the dates that I can, try and get a rough idea of when everything was built. Since obviously houses usually aren't retail, although sometimes they are. Usually they aren't, so it's not as crucial of a part, but I think it's still an interesting thing to document, because eventually houses do tend to get replaced with either newer houses or retail, whatever the case. And sometimes that involves demolishing. Now, HANSEN Building right here was built in 1977. And I guess it's big old office building. All sorts of different little businesses have their offices in there. So, kind of a cool aspect. And then the housing that we're coming up on was built anywhere between 1926 and 1939 for the most part. Some of it a little bit sooner, some of it a little bit later, I'm sure, again. But most of it in that time period. Nightbot is a robot. It's not a real person, just to let you know, Joshua. I know it kind of looks like a real person, doesn't it? Kind of feels like it. I got timed messages set up, so I automatically send some stuff in there, and there's some commands that if you type like, what's one? I can't think of a command that I have in there. Exclamation, whatever the command is, and you'll be able to see some stuff. I think exclamation links might be one. I don't remember. I don't set up the commands enough. I don't use it enough to remember the commands anymore. I honestly don't. I probably should be better. Hospitals actually do have some pretty good food and yeah, they tend to, yeah. There's another hospital in Colorado that I won't name, but I remember going to the cafe there, and it was pretty good there too. I think I missed the lunch rush, but I was still able to get a quick snack there, and it's pretty good, I think. Pretty sure. Or wait, was I just a little bit too late? I think I might have been just a little bit too late, because that was the day. I can't talk about everything here because it's kind of personal, confidential stuff, but that was the day that I recorded a different video where I might have grabbed something to eat. Yeah, I think I can't remember. I might have missed it. I really wanted to try it, I think, and I just missed it because it's like 2-ish in the afternoon or something. Or maybe it was earlier in the morning. I can't remember anymore. That was nearly a year ago now. In fact, over a year ago now, I think. I can't keep up with the dates anymore. I can't keep up with it anymore. Oh, man. All right, so we are on 27th and Warren, and over here on the right, we got a former school that is mainly offices today. We got this story gym over there on the far right that is still used as a gym today. I've been in that gym numerous times for various things over the years, including orchestra back around the 5th grade, and also more recently for doing some concession kind of work with my media class. It was fun stuff. I decided to just come out and have some fun because I wanted to do it, and it was good. Sold some cotton candy and a whole bunch of other stuff. It was a fun time. That was during a basketball game. I remember I made a video for it too at one point for that would play in the basketball game, and you can actually see it if you have the yearbook for my class, which is pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. If the app still works. I did not find much info about the history of this place though, unfortunately. I know this was a former high school. I couldn't find out much info about it though. It's exempt for the date because obviously it's a Wyoming building. It's a school building as well, so they usually get the exemption for having to put all their info into the property assessor. But I've been in this building as well a couple of times. I was in here for a couple of tests that I had to take a long time ago for school. I think I've been in here a couple other times for something else too at some point. And it's very retro inside, very, very retro. I'll have to put the exact name of it in the description because I know someone knows that I'm connected to. I just didn't have time to get around to asking them, and I already printed the paper, so it's like, well, gotta go with what I got here. And we got 2 houses over here that are now businesses. We got Painted Moth Tattoo over here on the left. I'll read more chat here in a minute. There you go, Painted Moth Tattoo on the left. I did not look up info on these 2 places, just ran out of time and kind of out of space a little bit, so it's like, well, I got most of the places on my route, just a couple of them I missed. But we got this place over here on the right that's Peak Properties Inc., and I'll zoom into the sign for this as well. There you go, sellcheyenne.com, so a real estate place. Let's see. Dollar General might expanding. Yeah, they're expanding like crazy. I know they more recently have been starting to open up those Dollar General markets, so that is really interesting. Probably good for the lower income areas too. So that way they have more variety at a reasonable price. Perhaps reasonable depending on how you look at it. Just crossed East 29th Street. And we're coming up on Pershing Boulevard. Got a little bit of a dead spot with all the housing, but we'll pick back up when we get over to closer to Lions Park area. But there is still some retail to see, and I'll get a chat with you guys. So let's see. More housing over here. So housing between the Hansen building that we passed earlier and the housing all the way down here where the Owl Inn is, which I'll talk about that when I get further down, was mostly built between 1926 and 1939. Although there's probably some variance, and you can tell there is another business here with that sign there, but I do not know what it was. There's some places I just straight up miss. I can't, it's hard to catch all of them. I catch as many as I can. I go all the way through at Street View. I'm going all over the internet and stuff like that to try and find as much info, but You know what? Some info is better than none. All right, so we got Pershing, we got New York Life over here on the right, Kevin Byrne and Associates. They got a little parking lot around back. Again, more of the housing that I was mentioning earlier. I'll read more chat here in a second. I don't know if the person that was in that car recognized me or not. The look I had was like, oh, I kind of recognize that person, but I don't know. And then we got another building over here on the right. Looks like Thomas J. Zumo DDS. So there you go. There's some info for this building on the right, Kevin Byrne Associates. And then we got this place. Looks like a dental place. General and cosmetic dentistry. So that's what this building is. Very cool. Let's see if we can zoom out a little more. There we go. And then we got housing. Man, so many. I had shrimp and leftover spaghetti. There you go. Have you been to America's Incredible Pizza Company before? I haven't. I don't know if I've even heard of that. Spirit Halloween will probably be in the old Safeway or the Alfalfas. Yeah, one of the two for sure. I noticed that they're starting to put some coming soon signs in some of those places, so I definitely need to get out to Longmont again soon, so that way I can get those two before they hit them. Granted, Spirit usually doesn't gut the insides. They will sometimes take down the signage if any signage is left. And they do have to shift things around inside if there's shelving that's still in the middle. I don't know. It's hard to say. They have since they were in the big lots last time and time before that, I think even, they might still go into that Alfalfa's because they have the connection with the plaza. But then again, if it's cheaper for the Safeway, they might do that. I don't know. Albertsons, well, yeah, Albertsons still owns that Safeway building, so it's possible it won't. Albertsons, I've noticed, tends to not let stuff into their buildings when they're still under their lease. A lot of the buildings in Colorado that they abandoned had a lease agreement till like 2025 or something like that, I was reading. So that's part of the reason why there's so many that are closed. I know the Loveland Albertsons, on the other hand, that was a former Alco, though. I know that actually got used as a vaccination place, I believe, last year. Or was it testing? I can't remember. But it's just over the last few months, maybe a little bit into 2020 as well, that they were using it for that. And they fixed up the windows I saw in my last visit, so that was a nice thing to see. Looked like they repainted the facade, too. Looked really good on the outside. When a business moves in a house, what do they usually do? Like garages? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they convert it into an office space or something. I've read about Taco Bell in Fort Collins is operating out of an old house. It's really cool. Yep. And I have photoed that on my Instagram and Facebook accounts. I think I even got on Retail Photographer as well. I think I did put on Shutterstock there. So you can definitely find the photos. I actually went in there once, I think in 2019. Maybe 2018, because I don't think I started my retail channel yet. And it's definitely summer, because I remember walking. Yeah, it had to be 2018. I went in there and took some photos, I think. Or no, wait a minute. I think I went in there that time and another time. Because I remember having my GoPro when I went there and took some panorama stuff. I think I do anyway. So it might have been, I don't know. I've gone there at least once, and I think twice at least on the inside. I think I might have gone through a drive-thru once as well, a long, long time ago. Either way, I got some photos on the inside, although I can't remember if I shared them. So they updated the inside a lot, but they kept the front door where it was, even though you don't use it anymore. You use a different door now. They kept a lot of stuff the same, although the inside got fully renovated. Have you been to the movie theaters? Oh, he's asking Christian. I haven't been to movie theaters since before Corona. Here in Cheyenne, we are down to only one sit-in theater left in the entire city. And that's the Capitol Theaters that's located over in the Pershing Plaza. Sprinklers just turned on. Somewhat nice to have it hit my legs for a minute there. Everyone's watering right now. I love it. That's like the 4th house now I've seen on this road with the water running. Oh man. Let's see, where are we at now for degrees? Still says 90. I feel like it's probably more like 89 by now. It's starting to cool off a little bit. It's getting a little more into the evening hours. I definitely feel a little more breeze going right now, even though you probably can't hear it. Got a couple businesses, actually a decent few amount of businesses over here that we're going to be passing here in a minute. Lots of various houses over here though. Again, very old looking, just like they were on Central in this section. I kind of like the green, not gonna lie on this one. Kind of like it. See, this is what I'm saying. Evening hours, granted, it was still hot later, and my phone is still pretty dang hot to the touch. It's still much more comfortable, I feel like, than doing a stream earlier, and I kind of get rewarded at the end with it being a little bit cooler. So it's kind of better than doing the late afternoon like I have been. And with the 90-degree weather, I think it's worth waiting a little longer, honestly. It's not cooled off as much as I expected, but it's still cooled off some. So right now we're at 7:13 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I have been to the movie theater a few days ago. No one was wearing a mask, including me. I got a second dose of Pfizer. There you go. Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys follow me on Instagram. I know some of you guys do. I know some of you also watch my Instagram story. I talked about this last Saturday, though. One of the restaurants I went to, I felt like I was burnt when I initially went in. My face felt really warm, like I had actually gotten burnt from the sun because it was super hot and intense sunlight. It was 90s that day in Colorado. And a lot of Colorado, I should say. So I had decided to, you know what, screw it. No one else is wearing, well, not many people anyway, were wearing a mask. And with the burn, I was like, well, I don't want to screw up my face if I am burned. And breathing on my face just makes it worse. So I said screw it and didn't do a mask that time. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of am starting to not mask anywhere else as well. I thought I could wait a little longer. I'm kind of to the point where I'm just done. Speaking of which, I totally forgot to grab my bandana. It's part of my channel brand now. I really need to not forget that. But then I got my coronavirus vaccine, so it's like I'm not going to worry too much. It's not very likely that I'm going to get sick, and a lot less likely that I'm going to spread it. And if I do, it's going to go to, if it goes to someone who doesn't get the virus. Like at this point, everyone can get a virus, right? The vaccine. So I actually need to cross the street here. Pretty much everyone for the most part can get a vaccine. It's been that way for at least a good couple of weeks now. At least. Probably more. I think more. Because it's been at least 3 weeks since I got mine. I mean, even most children now can get it. Like, I think the one that I got was actually allowed for kids under 12 now. So, pretty much everyone can. So, it's like, if you don't get it, then it's on you for not, I'll say it the same way Lewis Rossman did. I like the way he put it, and it's honestly the way I feel. And, I'll help you get better, but it's on you if you get sick from it. So this building right here is the building I was talking about. It's the Owl Inn restaurant. I've seen pictures of an Owl Inn restaurant here in Cheyenne. I don't know if it moved from a different location or not. But I found that this building, let me get out my list. Where is it? I found that this building was built in 1934. This parking lot was never here. There was a house right there on the corner. I think one there as well, a long time ago. And as you can see, something has clearly gotten a hold of the building or something, and they seem to be doing some construction in here. I found that the Owl Inn was ran by a person called William G. Bill Rector. from 1950 to 1992. Unfortunately, he died in 2012, I believe it was. So long before Corona, but I noticed when we were on Central, this is Central Avenue over here. We're just going over here for a minute. I noticed when we were here last time, they had a for lease sign here, so I wonder if it's still there. It is not still here, I don't think. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it, so someone actually got the building just since the last time we were here. Huh. And it looks like it's been used as office space of some sorts, which is interesting. Very interesting. It almost looks like this would have been a patio area over here. Wow, that was quick. That was just a few days ago we did that stream. Huh. Interesting. I didn't think to even kind of really take a closer look. I was in the middle of talking to Chad at the time, so I didn't worry about this building as much, but interesting. Definitely a very old building. Very interesting. All right, we'll go back to Warren. Over here on the left, we got the Blue Federal Credit Union, which was formerly the Warren Federal Credit Union. This was one of the locations that had the Warren branding before Blue took over. Let's see, when was it built? It was built in 1976, the same year, at least according to the property assessor, the same year that Blue Cross Blue Shields opened up over there. Completely different company, if I could get my words out. You can see their logos right there. But it happens that the buildings were built about the same time, which is crazy. Crazy timing. Father's Day is Sunday. Yep, that's right. And the day after, I get to have a special day. I can't say much more than that for privacy reasons. But you guys, some of you guys might have a clue, especially from the Pershing stream that I did back in Series 1. One of the Pershing streams. I think it was the Pershing Plaza or something like that. I unexpectedly revealed a little bit of detail. I can't say much more than that, though. That's probably revealing too much, but I can reveal more with time, just not much more than that. There's a lot that we talked about, so I could honestly be talking about anything in that stream. So over there we got the area where the original Cheyenne Regional terminal was, where you went in to get on your plane and take care of your luggage and all that. They moved to a different building. I've shown it in Series 1, and I think we might be doing an 8th Avenue stream at some point, so I might be able to share it with you. I think I do have plans to. Pretty sure I did set up a plan to. If not, I should. But we've taken a look at it before, and apparently I've heard that it's going to be turned into a museum, but I've also heard it's going to be turned into other things. So I don't think anything's been certain on what will happen with it, because at this point it's basically just sitting abandoned, since they're obviously using the newer terminal entry instead of the older one. Now coming out here onto East 8th Avenue, we got a place right there, and it looks like the sign on the front was taken down or something. So we got Yeoman TV that was right here on the end, and it looks like it is still here. They just don't have the sign and it's sticking out in as good of shape anymore. Yeah, it's still here. It's a couple of retro businesses here. I didn't look on all the buildings, but for the Yeoman place here, I did find a build date of 1946, and you can see that they have all sorts of services available. Got Grand Gulch Gems. So yeah, that sign up there is covered up or gone or something at this point. But they still got this sign right here that says Yeoman TV Electronics. And there goes a progressive car down the way. Back to Warren Avenue. We'll cross the street and take a look at some of the retail over there. We're going to go celebrate Red Lobster. There you go. Red Lobster is yummy. I like going there for crab and lobster. I'll get the Fantastic Feast or something like that. Something like that. Nice, the light changed right on time. Right at the same time. I actually want to go over there and look at that fountain. They renovated that fountain over the last year or so. It's the old airport fountain. We'll look at it here in a minute. We got the Vitalent Blood Donation Center right here. That's the former United Blood Services. It converted to Vitalent a couple of years ago. I talked about in the last stream in more detail. And I also found the build date for this, and I think I got it in my paper. Yeah, built in 1995. I didn't copy all the other info over, so you'll have to just go back to the last stream and check that out for info about it. But I did talk about it. Light changed quick, Jesus. Sorry, car. You don't mind waiting for a sec, do you? So we got the U.S. Post Office Airport Station. Now, I don't know. I found a build date over here that said 1967 for at least one of these buildings. I only saw it for one building. I don't know if it's this one right here, or if it's this one on the right. That's the airport office building, or the building behind of here that looks to be some sort of little mini terminal. But it's one of them. There is a sign over here, though, about history, it looks like, so we'll go take a look at that. Looks like they unbarricaded the terminal over there, though, the Cheyenne Regional entryway. They had the barricades over there before, so maybe they are doing something with it finally. Oh, here we go. Cheyenne Airport was enlarged by the construction of 2 new hangars in 1942 and 1943. By the spring of 1943, 1,600 workers were employed. Wow. So a lot. Boeing and United Airlines Terminal Hangar Airport Fountain in the Cheyenne were built for BAT between 1929 and 1934. St. Louis Sullivan influenced designs form a consistent theme of time when Cheyenne's municipal airport was a major air transport facility. So there you go. That's the fountain right over there that we'll take a look at here in a second. So it's originally, looks like 1930s to 1950s is when the airport first really showed up. You can see some of the old photos right here. That's cool. Got an old B-17. Cool. Yeah, there's something over there, because now there's a UPS truck that just showed up and is delivering stuff. So maybe something did go in there. Maybe they did find a use for it since the last stream. We'll have to take a look at some point. I'm going to wait a little longer, but we'll definitely have to take a look. And we'll cross to the median for the airport fountain. It's not running right now. I think it will be running eventually here, probably a little later this summer. It was running last year. I know the, what was it? The Cheyenne Historic Preservation Group, CHPB, did do a little bit about it. It does have water in it right now, even though it's not running. Pretty cool fountain, though. I've showed it in previous streams. Well, at least in one previous stream, I guess I should say. Let's see, the one in Comro is nice, incredible pizza. Let's see, Hulu. I gotta catch up on chat here in a minute. Cheyenne has gotten pretty big. I mean, I guess we're at 65,000 people now, so we got a lot of people here. Got a little median light here. All right, we'll cross. I didn't push the button, but that's all right. We got a green light. We'll be across before it changes. So we'll go a little bit farther down this way. As promised in the last stream, we'll be able to get a view of the airport from here that we didn't get before. This site is a little bit rough, so I do not recommend you walk on it or bike on it because you'll be hitting the rumble strips, but I'll do it for the purpose of this stream. I've done it before, so whatever. Let me catch up on chat before I get up to the rumble strips. I think I answered what time it was, right? I think I said that earlier, right? Yeah, I think I did. I think I saw this stuff. Colorado has a blue federal credit. Yeah, there's many blues in Colorado. I think there's like 2 in Fort Collins. There's 1 in Lafayette, which Lafayette is kind of the style that they went with for the bank branch in their HQ area. There's a handful. I think I photoed the Old Town one in Fort Collins, in fact, in one of my recent trips. Here's something funny. If you watch the first video, it's a good doctor on. There'll be a version of Cheyenne Airport. Ooh, I might have to watch that. I might have to watch that. I've watched a little bit of it. It's other people in my community, I'll say, like it, so I end up seeing some of the episodes. But I don't watch it all the time. It's kind of outside of my area, but I don't mind watching it either. It's interesting. And hearing that should be really interesting then. It's cool when it's cool when either movies make a mockery of real life or they actually do something in real life. Like there's numerous movies that have Kmart and Walmart in them. They actually go into a Kmart or something like that with the movie. Like it's interesting and kind of cool. Got a parking lot in the middle, by the way, for the Viaduct place. I didn't share that before because we were on the sidewalk in the park. But this time we're on the road, so that should be interesting. I'll have to try to keep an eye out for that. The company that will be okay. Ziggy's is all over Colorado. Yeah, I know that. It's crazy. It's good. I mean, it's a Colorado-born business, and it's nice to see it doing pretty well. There's not hardly a city that doesn't have one now, is there? I mean, Fort Collins has one, right? I think Loveland has two, I think. I think they're getting a third one. I think you shared an article with me about that, in fact. Right, Parker? I think Longmont has one, doesn't it? Denver definitely has a bunch in that area. You can see what I mean. We're walking on rumble strips here, so I gotta be a little careful. Fortunately, I got pretty big feet, so I don't go right into the cracks. But get nice and easy on here. They put the rumble strips here for obvious reasons. They don't want you crashing into this fence and into the airport. That wouldn't be a good thing. Like if a plane were landing and you hit the plane, oh man, that would be chaos. That's a terrible thought to even think of, you know. So it's probably part of the reason. So that way, if you manage to bounce up on the curb, you'll at least hopefully wake up before you hit the fence. I'm sure there's a little bit of some other reason to it too, but I don't think it would be necessary to keep people out so much because they got barbed wire fence on top. I think that would be a little overkill myself, but I don't know. Maybe they deemed it necessary. If that was part of their reasoning. I don't know, though. I do not know. Definitely don't recommend walking on it, but we'll do it for the stream, like I said. Oh, okay. Now I see what I was talking. Okay. Yeah, there might be a little bit of lag out here. I can't control that, unfortunately. Incredible Pizza in Sugarland used to be a Target before they moved to buy the First Colony Mall. Interesting. Interesting how places take over places. It's interesting how all sorts of businesses all have different ways of taking over other businesses. Like Walmart will do anything from completely gut it to demolish it and rebuild, whereas someplace like Jack's will pretty much just move in. They'll repaint a little bit, you know, they'll make it look nice if it didn't look very good before, but they don't change much. They keep it pretty similar. You know, so it's interesting how all of the places do different things. And there's some places that absolutely won't do anything, like a lot of times when Mexican and other small local places, right? A lot of the local places, that it's interesting how they'll just move right in and not even change a thing. Like the Rolando's Mexican girl that took over the KFC on Lincoln Way, they didn't change anything. Like one of the benches was actually still broken from back when it was KFC, which is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Airport property, no trespassing. I guess someone must have died here because someone put flowers there. Fake flowers, but flowers nonetheless. Someone must have died right around here. Maybe a bad car crash or something. I don't know all the history of it. I think that would be an interesting little side topic to get into eventually, is talk about some of those more specific events for each location. Because at the end of the day, they're good and bad. There's things that make each location stand out, in my opinion. There's things that make them similar to all the others, but then there's things that make them just different. Things that just don't normally happen. And at the end of the day, to some degree, all it deserves documenting, good and bad, in my book. The ex-Target near me was once the world's largest dollar store. It is then divided into a gym, City Trends, and a dollar store, which was reduced. Interesting. Yeah, that's another thing I've seen happen too, where places will downsize or upsize their stores. Based on the photos that I saw in the database for Greer Furniture, which is a place we passed in one of the previous streams, they actually were only in the portion where the school is today. I forget the name of it. It's not coming to mind off the bat. It's where Los Abuelos was also. But apparently, they definitely had to have expanded into that former hotel next door, because in the 2007 Street View, you can see in the windows that they had the closing signs in those windows. Like, why would you put in the neighboring place if you didn't have that place? And you could kind of see that people were chilling out front of that door too. So they definitely had to have expanded into that building in later years. Longmont has 3 Ziggy's. Good grief. Yeah, they're everywhere. I need to try Ziggy's still. And you know what? Guess what? Ziggy's and Domino's, they're out here on Yellowstone. In the first stream we did for Series 2, they are now hiring. They're getting closer to the point of where they're going to open, which is cool. I want to try Ziggy's. I'm hyped to have Ziggy's here because I want to try it. I kind of been meaning to, but when I go to Colorado, I usually do not have a chance to go try coffee, you know. Usually it's in the afternoon when I'm even getting to Colorado. Sometimes it's not even afternoon, it's more like the evening hours. One of my Loveland buddies will be able to relate to that. I kind of missed an opportunity for both of us, unfortunately. It's just the way things went, but you know, he was there in the, I don't want to reveal too much, I guess, but he was there in a certain other video too, so pretty cool dude. I'm one of the people that do support the channel, which is awesome. I lost my train of thought where I was taking that though. Oh yeah, with Ziggy's, because I don't really have coffee in the evening, so, or in the afternoons. I don't like having to stay up late at night usually. Sometimes I'll stay up late at night to finish a video or something, but you know, I like trying to go to bed early and then waking up early. I find I get way more done if I wake up and do stuff during the day versus in the evening, even on a hot day. Although a hot day makes it a little bit harder to do everything. These rumble strips are getting very big here. Very big indeed. Not the most comfortable thing to walk or ride on. So yeah, I definitely don't recommend walking on this side. At least until you get up to Central Avenue up here. Got the front, or the Lions Park over here on the left, where we walked through in the last stream. Gotta love the sheriff car that just drove by. It's like if they really didn't want you walking here, I think they would have completely fenced it off and had no pedestrian signs up and everything like that. So it's just not the most comfortable thing to walk on. I think this rumble strips really are just mainly for the cars. It really would not be a good thing if a car were to go flying in here. Speaking of which, probably a car hit the fence right here, so it definitely happens. So they definitely have a purpose for it. Loveland has 4. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they seem to be a popular chain. I always see cars at their restaurants, so. Man, that's going to be interesting having Domino's and Ziggy's in the same building too, though. Like, for real, I would not mind actually trying to do a video there. I would not mind. I should see if I can get in contact with them. I think I could, because I saw Ziggy's actually like the post I did on Instagram about it, so I think it would be possible. It'd just be a matter of trying to get a hold of the right people. I know some people do like being on camera and others don't. It's like I never know. That's why, like, I'm going to try not to get employees on the camera, and if he specifically requested, then I'll do the right thing and blur it out, but, you know. It's hard to know when people are okay with it and people aren't okay with it. I speak from experience that if you actually, at least with the bigger brands, if you call their store or call the main person, the main corporate part, half the time they won't give you a straight answer or something like that. I speak from experience on that, so it's not worth really calling. It's like maybe you need to see the store manager or something in person, but it's like, how do you get that far? Especially if it's a place that's not even open yet. I don't know, I'll have to see what I can do. Maybe I can work something out. I wouldn't mind seeing if maybe Wing Shack Wings would also like to try and do a video, since that's a former QUISNOS as well. And they have good food there. I've gone there a lot of times in the last few years. They have really good wings. The best Pizza Hut ever in Galveston, Texas is Mario's Restaurante 61st Street. Interesting. Speaking of Pizza Hut, the Pizza Hut here in Cheyenne, the red roof that was out on Lincoln Way, is officially demolished as of last night. I took some photos that I will be sharing eventually here of the rubble from that night. There wasn't much left, man. And it's probably only a matter of days before the poor Richards goes the same way. I at least got some photos inside, although I wasn't fortunate enough to get out there to do a video before they really got underway on the construction part. I think somewhere right up here, maybe closer to Del Range, this turns into normal sidewalk instead of rumble strips. Somewhere around there. Because the bike path kind of starts up there. The bike route, anyway, not the bike path. Hey, we got a plane over there. Just came in for a landing. Alright, we'll go this way. Maybe we'll try across to the median here or something. Maybe after the light changes. Well, how about that, though? I was about right. I figured about an hour and a half to get through all this, and that's about what it came out to, just a little bit over. I want to take a look at that Welcome to Cheyenne sign. There's no cars, so I'm going to send it to the middle. It's red light now, so we'll be able to cross. Yay. I want to get over here to the welcome sign. I meant to show that in the Central Avenue Part 1 stream, but, well, Section 1 stream, but I didn't get that far. One car. I think they're in the left turn lane, so we'll beat them. Yep. Here you go. There's the Welcome to Cheyenne sign, one of them anyway, here in Cheyenne. This one specifically is for people coming off of I-25 from this direction, which we covered in a previous live stream. In the last one, most likely, if you're watching the live stream playlist. And it looks like there's some sort of event going on over here in Lions Park. Interesting. A lot of people here in front of the amphitheater. Yep, definitely some sort of performance or something. Two Dutch Bros in Loveland. Wow. There's a Dutch Bros next to Walmart in Westminster. And it's also next to a KFC / Long John Silver's. I don't necessarily need to get all the way up here, but I'm going to try and find out at least some idea of what's going on. And might get mosquitoes through here, darn it. Didn't think about that until now. I'm already halfway, so I might as well just take it all the way. I wasn't expecting an event to go on over here, but now I'm intrigued, so I must look. Lots of people in the field here. Well, some sort of concert, it looks like. I see a lot of instruments. Yep. Some sort of a concert, it looks like. Did a live walk in Longmont. Yeah, we'll have to do some live walks out of Wyoming eventually again. We've only done one so far, but we should do more. Right at the moment, the videos are the priority just because I have no backlog. I need backlog before I can really do much extra stuff. So maybe I can try and get out of town this weekend. I can't promise anything. Not this weekend, maybe the following weekend. I need to try and film more stuff here in Cheyenne, too. There is some stuff I could film. Again, maybe I could somehow get into contact with some of the local businesses here and try and get some worked out. Frickin' mosquitoes. Hopefully I don't get more bites. I already have like 2 on one of my arms, another one on another arm, and like 5 or so on my back. So hopefully I don't get banged up too bad by these guys. Got a big ol' airplane over here that looks like it might be getting ready to take off. Yep, there it goes. It's gonna get on the runway. Wow, this stream is cool. The frame rate is syncing with the propellers a little bit, so the propellers are moving really slow on stream, but I can see them moving fast in real time. That's cool. There's a meme where the frame rate literally matches the propellers of a helicopter out there. I don't know how findable it is, but it is out there. Yep, it's getting on the runway, so it's gonna take off. That's cool. I've been to Long John Silver's in Westminster. Yeah, there you go. Have you been to KFC before or Golden Corral? I've been to both as a buffet. My Cheyenne one at least used to and may still have a buffet. I've been to the Golden Corral in Loveland, Colorado numerous times, including one time recently where after Corona, where it was actually packed, as packed if not more packed than it was before Corona, believe it or not, which is pretty crazy. And the food tasted good. There's some unique stuff there since the last time I was there during Corona. There it goes, it just took off. I miss Long John Silver's. Closed all the ones near me. Have you been to right? Okay, he's asking him. Yep, it's a pretty big plane. Not the biggest, but it's definitely a big old Air Force one. Now it's off in the distance. That was some cool timing, I'm not gonna lie. I was not planning for that. That was really cool. I don't get to see an airplane take off from here every day, so that was cool to see. Been on an airplane a couple of times, so only for one trip though. Fuck you, mosquito. Sorry for the cuss word. I needed to say that. I needed to rage at it for trying to land on me and bite me. I got it before it did. Well, all right. Let's try to find our way to the median here. I think we can get it here. Gonna let this car go. Come on, car. I want to go this way, but you're in my way. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'll let these guys go. There's not really a pedestrian signal here, so. I think they want you to go through the park, but I didn't want to for the purpose of the stream. You don't get to see that perspective very often on foot, so it's a unique perspective. All right, so we are basically where we finished off the original Yellowstone stream and started roughly where we started the original Central Avenue stream. So the original Central Avenue stream actually starts out there if you want to watch that, if you haven't yet. If you're watching through the live stream series playlist, then you're probably going to want to watch the South Greeley Highway stream that's all the way out there, unless of course you didn't see the Central Avenue streams. And if you haven't seen the original episode of Series 2, you want to check out the Yellowstone stream out here, for those of you, especially those of you watching the replay, also for those of you that are live. We'll be doing a video later this week for sure. We're definitely going to be looking at Sunday again, and there will be probably one more live stream this week before we call it for the week. We'll probably be continuing out on South Greeley Highway and start looking at some other streets after that. There's not too much more to cover on this road, but man, there is a heck of a lot of names. I've said this in previous streams, but there's actually a couple other names I forgot. This is actually also the Canadian American Highway, and this is also the I-25 business road. Just like Lincoln Way is the I-80 business road, this is the I-25 business road. Very interesting. And it's also like the Highway 85, is it? Yeah, the Highway 80, US 87, sorry, US 87 business road as well. So it's got a lot of different names on it, and there's a couple more that, like I said, that I just mentioned that I did not know about before. I kind of forgot. You can kind of actually see right there where it says the I-25 thing, though. See that? Business 25 and I-85 south. When is your next live stream? So probably be looking at Thursday. Probably be looking at Thursday, and we'll do that again in South Greeley. That's way out there. Maybe Friday. It depends on the weather. Friday is supposed to be cooler, so I might wait till Friday. We'll see. The good thing is that we won't have to wait for 2 weeks because of snow now. So that is an upside of the summer. So glad my phone didn't break on me either. We'll go back over here to the welcome sign and finish off there, I think. I'd show you the road where we're going to be, but we're at the opposite end of where we're going to be in the next stream. So it's slightly confusing here, but there's not much I can do when you have a road that is separated by one block like that. It's such a unique situation. Not actually that much unique, but it's different. It's not something you see every day unless you go through a downtown area. Loveland has a road like that, actually. Is it Eisenhower? No, it's not Eisenhower. It's the other road that intersects with Eisenhower. I can't remember the name of it. It goes through Fort Collins, though. And it's called College Avenue in Fort Collins. But welcome to Cheyenne, I guess. Can I send you some places to look at Google Maps? Yeah, I mean, hit me up in the DMs, I guess. If it's a place you want me to film, just throw into the request form on the description down below in the description. If it's not, if it's just things that you're just wanting me to see, maybe just hit me up in a DM. I think he said he added me on Discord, so you could just send it through there and I could see about taking a look later today or something. So, there you go. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream so far, Joshua. Film the Amazon Fresh in Loveland when it opens. That might be a possibility. I have yet to find an article saying that specifically that Amazon Fresh is opening there. I believe you, but I have yet to find an article that says specifically that. There must have been something I missed. I think there was something I missed at some point, but I don't know. I did see that was getting remodeled, though. I did take photos in my last visit. It's getting split into two tenants. Almost looks like one of them might be Dunham Sports, but I could be wrong. Have to wait and see. But that's what it looked like based on the framework of the arch, you know, kind of that Dunham's look anyway. So it might be Dunham's, might be something else. We'll have to wait and see. I think that's it, though. So yeah, once again, we'll be live again, probably Thursday or Friday. Might do an evening stream again to avoid the hot weather as much as possible. Like right now, it's pretty cool. Do we got degrees? It's may not be up late. It says 90 degrees. I don't believe it. I don't think it's 90. So it's probably cooler. But we'll do that, and we'll also have the video this Sunday. Will be one of the 2 Thornton videos that I filmed, so it'll be awesome to see that. But anyway, we'll go ahead and say peace out. See you guys in the next live stream. If I don't get a mosquito landing on